do 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 do. Hello, 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 hello. You guys are in quick. Mixer. I'm just gonna finish my universal endeavor while some of you actually join up so we can watch this new live stream of them. Corner. This is a live stream that we are gonna watch their live stream. This is a live stream of their live stream. They're talking about new ships and also new recruitment stuff. So that's always appreciated. As Sophie's I appreciate it. New stuff into the game. Live event went live. Okay. Yes, this is a live event. What is happening? So much ships. I have no idea what to do. I still need 4 or a detached. Two more. Have you guys seen the live stream of them? Of theirs? I think it was like yesterday. Or early today in the morning if you guys are living in Europe time zone. Terry, what's up? I don't think I've ever seen your name here popping up. Loud game effects, your voice too quiet. Ooh. Wasabi. Okay, let me lower the game. Yeah, it is way too loud. Sorry about that. How about now? I need a beer. Man, don't get me started. I need a beer too. But it's like 6:15. You wrecked my ears. Sorry. Voice is fine now. Okay. Come on. Load. There we go. Well, you can just... Tomorrow I got like a very early start, and that's gonna be insane because I need to wake up at like 3:30 p.m. Whoa, I got a notification this time. Oh, that's awesome. I advise you to get a beer before you look at memes. Oh my god, seriously, GL? Nice. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. I'm seeing that the crossfield is still, or at least the refit version is still at 1 billion. And none of these guys are actually selling it a little bit lower than that. Crossfield. Oh, 950. Okay, that's mine. Don't you guys dare buy it. Yeah, don't. Let me, because I need to switch money. Money. Or actually, I can buy with this guy and then... Actually, do I have money on this guy? Nope, no money. I'm broke. Oh no. Fleet. 1000000. No, what was it? Yeah, the 1 billion is good. Withdraw. Hey, I just finished something. Okay, cool. Report for Borg activities has been completed. Only 9 minutes short of getting one. Hey, I mean, 950. She's still 50 too much though. Whatever. Mine. All right. Fleet deposit everything. I don't have 0 credits. No, I have lots of credits. 50 million. Billionaires. Deposit. Yes. Okay, that's good. Oh, wait, no. Bank, account bank. And then don't open it, just put it up here somewhere. Good. Keep using your account says trying to remember who has cash. Oh, that's good. That's good advice. But I got one better for you, Curse. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Curse that said that. Yep. Yonderval. Okay. Sounds like a Dutch name, but sure. Yes. If you have one account, that's good. Keep your money in your bank accounts, and everybody on your account has access to the same resources, basically. But if you are like me, I have more than one account, and I have more than one fleet that I use as my storage. Then I basically need to keep track on who has what. So when I dump everything in the fleet, then I have then everybody that's in this, in the same fleet, basically the fleet storage people, have access to it. So it's kind of what you're saying, but then just a little bit better. I've been doing this for a long time, so kind of gotten around to knowing all of the bits and pieces of STO and how it works. And then if you have just one account, or at least one of your accounts in the fleet, you can basically grab everything from the fleet, put it up to your account, coming back to what you just said, and then everybody in the same account has access to that. And the reason why I'm actually doing this is because one of my accounts was actually banned by Cryptic. The reason what they gave me, and it's still banned by the way, is I was banned for, or at least that account was banned for botting. I don't know what botting is in STO, if that's even a thing, but the only thing that I can think of is that that particular count character didn't gain any resources. That lithium EC, he did not move for like an entire year or something like that, maybe more. Because I only set that particular character just to have him invite people over to his bridge, so he could use the exchange all of the resources that you normally need to go around, and then I could just just invite my own character over there, and then like have access to all of the normal stuff without going into zones and stuff like that. So that also gave me, because I kind of lost a lot of resources just by having that account banned, and I was like, okay, so there needs to be a better system for me to implement in STO for whenever they ban me one character or one account, not the entire pool of resources that I have is going to get banned. So if I put everything in a fleet storage and I have different characters in the same fleet, even if they ban one account, the other accounts are still going to have access to the fleet storage and stuff like that. All hotkeys, if you... I discovered how to use Federation to say the phaser beam cannons, use them with quantum phasers, repeaters, and kabooey. Everything dies. Nice. Did you get the crossfield reveal? Yes, I just got it. Yeah, he did, and he didn't get either. Oh, house one. Sorry. Jabba Jabba, lol. I can multi-box, but not on the same account. Plus, it's very likely during battles. All hotkeys have to be the same too. What's up? Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Chikon. Yeah, I don't know what they mean by botting into the game, but they said it is botting, so I'm like, okay, sure. I don't know of any particular way to bot STO, and that's you guys know what botting is. It's like basically like a program that actually does stuff for you. I have not seen any bots for STO. There were a couple of them in the beginning, and these guys were like scamming people. That they didn't actually give you a bot. They were like, give us your account information, and then we'll bot it for you and put Zen over at your account, right? This was back 8 or 9 years ago when STO was new. Everybody was like, they didn't have the two-step identification system that they have now. So every time you're going to log in, you have to give them that code through your mailing address that they give you, ARC. And what these guys actually did is they just went to your character, opened everything up, and cleaned it out, cleaned all of your resources, EC, dilithium, Zen, and transferred it over to their account. And like, bye bye. Bogdan, what's happening, man? I heard about this. They just run all day and make billions of VC. I know, right? XJ, what's happening? What's happening? So sorry about that. I'm still a little bit sicky on the allergies that I have. It's luckily not that bad today. It's not I'm not coughing that much. All right. So I got the reason why. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me log in you first before something happens. Timers. Which one do I need? That I don't need. Discord can be up. That's fine. Console. Gamma recruitment event. Oh, Okay. Hay fever. You so have the same. Yeah, hay fever. Yeah. All right. Okay. So reason for this live stream, why I'm, or at least why you guys are here with me, is because, oh my god. So there are about 7 minutes of a intro watching stuff on the internet. All right. Okay, so you guys see the game at the background all the way to the bottom right. You see my face. You see also this live stream. So you guys are so lucky, to be honest. Look at this. 6 minutes and 47 seconds. I think it's about 7 minutes in that they start doing the live stream. So for 6 minutes, these guys were just playing the theme of STO and nothing else. But then again, this entire live stream is about 1 hour and 44 minutes from here. So that's that. I'm not going to show you guys the chat over there, or at least the Cryptics chat, because there might be something said there that I really don't want to spread. So I'm just going to kick this off. Let me know if the voice is, if the voice levels are good or not.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of 10 Forward
Manager
Weekly.
right here.
I am your host, Mike,
Kale.
also known as Ambassador Kel. And I am joined today by the man, the myth, the legend, the lower half of the face of Jesse Heining!
The lower half of the face.
Greetings. Good to be here.
Yes. Welcome. Tonight is a night of mystery, a night of announcements. It's a night of me scheduling several devs to appear on the stream to talk about their things that they have coming up, and then having to push back the blogs that announce them, forcing the stream to become an announcement stream.
Ooh.
Exciting.
I guess today we do talk about upcoming content.
My God. Just this one time, though.
What have we done?
Everything.
The temporal accords are violated. Bureau of Temporal Affairs is going to be breathing down our necks.
Quick, somebody call Daniels. Sorry, hold on one sec. I have to respond to this message. Jesse, tell them a joke.
Oh my goodness! I have to come up with a joke. Can it? No, it can't be a dirty joke.
No.
This is a family stream.
I need some.
Let's see. Since I'm not really a theater kid and I've been put on the spot, I'm going to look up a joke.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You will lose one.
Okay, I like this one.
All right.
Why was Pavlov's hair so soft?
Why?
Because he conditioned it.
Well, it's been a good stream, everybody. We have to go before Jesse's jokes pollute the atmosphere.
I'm not Ryan. What can I say?
All right. So welcome, everybody. We are here to do several reveals, as I mentioned. And the first reveal, as mentioned on Twitter, is what the next recruitment rerun will be, which is starting next week.
Oh, wow. Hey, man,
so
I haven't done the...
we just did Delta, so it's not going to be that. I told you on Twitter, it's not going to be temporal. Several of you guessed correctly that we aren't going to rerun the Klingon recruitment event this quickly. So, Jesse, tell everybody who figured it out by process of elimination what they've won, and also announce
we must be redoing Gamma Recruit.
That's right. Recruitment.
Summer, it's the perfect time to get your Jem'Hadar out and put them in swim trunks. We've given this a little soft touch to update it in the fashion that we have been doing with our recruitments. So all of these updates are going to automatically affect any existing recruits and take effect on new recruits. And as always, when you make a Jem'Hadar character during the recruitment period, all you need to do is finish playing through the tutorial and starting experience until you get your Dominion transponder, and then your character's a recruit, and you can finish the various recruitment goals anytime later after that. No worries about having to do them all within 1 month or something, which would be ridiculous, considering that some of these are very long-term goals.
Yeah, Curse, I was thinking the same thing. Temporal, why not the temporal? Why did they skip? Probably because due to time constraints. I don't know if he's going to talk about it, but I definitely need to put some more time on the Klingon, the Delta that I have, Oh my god! And now they're putting up the Jem'Hadar as well. This is gonna be a grind for me.
Yes. Yes.
So we've updated some of the older goals, and these will take effect on both new recruits and old recruits. The old goal to earn 90 specialization points, we've brought that down to 45, so it's a little more reasonable.
Good.
And if you've already earned and spent 45 spec points, your character is automatically eligible to grab the reward for that. No change to the reward pack. It just means that that's a little bit easier to do. Similarly, with the old goal of earn tier 5 in all of the reps that were live at the time that the Jem'Hadar recruitment launched, we've scaled that back to earn T5 in 10 different reps. We've updated it so that it includes the discovery reputation now. So if you earn tier 5 in any 10 reps, you will be eligible to complete that one. And we've added a couple of goals as well. We added in the goal from the Klingon recruitment of completing the Swarm TFO 5 times. Now, why would we pick this? That seems like a weird choice, except the Jem'Hadar are kind of the first line of defense for the Dominion against the Herc, and the Swarm is the TFO that is about fighting against the Herc. So complete that 5 times, get 100 gamma marks and a germanium carapace fragment, just like a Klingon recruit. So that's a nice way to jumpstart getting gamma reputation gear. And finally, we also added reach tier 6 in a reputation. This can be any rep, including one that you started with tier 5 in with your Jem'Hadar, because it takes a while to get to tier 6, regardless of where you're at. Once you finish this, you will get an experimental ship upgrade token for your Jem'Hadar character. So you can take one of your awesome Jem'Hadar ships and turn it into a T6X ship. And it comes with a special account reward unlock, which is that every other character on your account will be able to claim your choice of an ultimate engineering, science, or shields upgrade. These upgrades will bind you on pickup, and they will bind whatever object you use them on. So you can't just farm alts and then upgrade all of your gear this way. But it's a nice little boost for everything else on your account if your Jem'Hadar makes it all the way to the 6th tier of a reputation.
Yeah, it's a nice incentive.
That all sounds
the tier
awesome.
6X you can basically grab everywhere. These are like we're running out of rewards to give people for doing this particular grinding X amount of days or putting in this amount of work, or at least throughout, like, I don't know, 20 days or something, or 40 days or whatever their goal is these days. And we don't have like a reward for these guys. Okay, let's put them the upgrade token to a tier 6X. That's their default tokens. Here, get that. Oh, nice.
So it's complete updates, and as you mentioned before, like what we did with Delta Recruit, if you've already got a Gamma Recruit and you've already completed some of these requirements that we've lowered or changed, you get the rewards for that instantly. You don't have to do it again.
Nice.
Yeah, well, technically you need to go into your transponder and claim the reward, but yes, you're immediately eligible for that reward if you had finished these. So if you started earning tier 5 in a bunch of reps and then you said, I can't make it to 12 in all of them. Well, or to 5 in all 12 of them. If you got to at least 10 of them, congratulations. You have now completed that task.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone.
Tier 6X is it's not rare anymore.
We've updated the marks boxes that you get from this as well, so they can give you discovery marks too, which is nice if you've got a newer alt like your Klingon recruit, for instance, that you want to get their discovery rep up.
Nice. Nice. So I see some people in chat asking. Oh, first I see somebody saying, "I love your work and thank you for over a decade of adventures." I'm going to assume that's pointed at Jesse, because Jesse's the one who's been doing these adventures for over a decade.
I think that's the STO team in general. I'm going to take it in that spirit. Thank you. We love you all.
Okay, nice.
Counter for the Swarm TFO will start after the update. So don't start playing the Swarm right now, because it doesn't have the data to be able to know that you've been playing the Swarm. Yes. That goal, you have to do it after it releases.
Except apparently on console, where people are telling me these changes are already live somehow. So good. Enjoy your preview.
Nice.
Jem'Hadar on console.
Yes, that was clearly intentional. No mistakes are ever made. Everything here is a wizard arriving exactly when he intends to.
Yeah. I see all of your comments in chat about wait to put temporal. We want temporal. It's only been run once. Why not temporal? Believe me, we know. Temporal will rerun this year.
This year? Okay,
that
cool.
is something that I have said before on the stream, and it will again. It's just not this one. It's the next one. I think I can say that. without
Yep.
spoiling too much, unless something changes, and then it won't be the next one. But as of right
yes.
now, it is the next one.
Barring some sort of disaster or massive need to shift gears. We're
Yes.
hoping
Okay.
to rerun Temporal later this year. It will not include Discovery characters. It's still made specifically for TOS characters. But as
Okay.
part of that, we are not only updating that recruitment, but we're updating part of the TOS starting experience as well, just to make it flow more smoothly, have better UI communication, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
there you go. So
So they're
that
still
is
working on it. That's good.
all of the answers. Let's see. I was going to ask you why Gamma, but we've already sort of gone into that. It's the one that we haven't done that we aren't holding on to for reasons.
Also, with Gamma, the content that's tied to it is newer, and we
Yeah.
don't need so much to go back and make updates. Whereas with TOS, if we want people playing TOS characters and making new TOS characters, we need to touch up that content a little bit to make it more modern.
Yeah. more
I've seen
resources
several
that
people
needs to put
asking
in
about the
there.
character slots. If you want to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. The issue that popped up this morning is already fixed, and so if you want to dive in and check your account, if you didn't get back the character accounts that you lost, those character slots that you lost this morning, please contact support. The ones that went away, specifically the one slot that I think a lot of people lost when we updated House United, is still in. They're still investigating. Our programmers, in order to figure out what happened, had to write a new tool that would help them figure it out. And that tool has now in the game as of today. So now they can start really investigating it, which, believe me, it sounds as crazy to me and to the programmers as it does to you.
A new tool.
There's a ton of people asking about Kartarkin polearms. We don't have any info on that, guys. Sorry. If it's not in the
Step
game,
those programs.
and it appears we may have claimed on a previous stream that it was. Sorry about that, but we'll pass it on if people want those. All right. Let's see. When will Andorians be added to the Discovery character creation roster? When they're done, which we're hoping is someday soon.
Soon.
Yeah, it's really more of a
That's-
question for our character art team, I
Yep,
think.
which we did talk about last week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting an update from QA.
An update through the stream.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm being told that I can say this, so I guess I will say this.
Okay.
Many people remember when the Foundry was sunset, and we all wept for a week. One thing that happened was characters that you'd created for the Foundry as your editing characters counted against your character total. Once the update comes back that fixes your character slots,
The Foundry's going to come back. Yeah.
those slots will also become available to you. That's cool.
So they're
Okay, so folks,
totally removing
folks who are
everything that
throwing a
has to do
bunch
with
of questions
Foundry,
about
even
when
the
will this
characters
be
that you made
answered.
for that.
Let's talk a little bit about, or not when will this be answered, when will this be added? Let's talk a little bit about that. Jesse actually has had some wonderful conversations on Reddit recently, I'm told, about the process and the time that things take. If you look at the chat right now, you can see a million requests coming in for a million other things, but they're all different things. So first of all, we have to figure out what things are actually A, stuff that a lot of players want, B, stuff that fits in with our storyline that we're doing right now, or with what's going on with the Star Trek TV shows at the time. So mostly those two things. Sorry. Chat's coming in really fast and it's disrupting my brain. And then we have to schedule the time to actually do it. And all of these things that you've mentioned take anything from, I think a polearm would probably take, a month of character work and a month of systems work. The adding new races to factions is probably 2 or 3 months of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Because you guys have to work on that too. That's content, systems, and character, right?
It is a huge tangled ball of business because character art has to make it. Let's say we'll use the example of the Discovery Andorian. So character art has to make all of the new.
Do you want
art
to use the example of the Discovery Klingon, since we actually did that and we can go through the process? Yeah.
So they have to make all of the new art for the character type. They have to say, here's the different forehead ridges and here's the special body armor. And then a character artist have to set up all the data saying, here's what these pieces can be used with and how they are integrated with our existing character species. So that you don't accidentally have a Vulcan able to use Discovery Klingon forehead ridges. So that alone is a ton of work because it has to be checked with so many different costume pieces and so many existing species. Then the systems team has to go in and say, okay, here's all of the data to make Discovery Klingon its own sort of subtype of Klingon, and here's the kinds of powers that they're allowed to use. And a lot of these are inherited from an existing Klingon set of data because, yes, you use Klingon powers and you use Klingon ships and Klingon career data and so on. But any case where there's something different, we have to take that into account. Like, do we want to go down the rabbit hole of saying every time that a Discovery Klingon makes a turret or a drone or something like that, it uses a different type of turret or drone than other Klingons? That potentially balloons a lot of work. And someone has to go through and make a list of all the things that we might or might not change. Someone has to decide if we're going to make those changes. Someone has to find the time to make those happen. Then the content team has to know, okay, we've now added Discovery Klingons in the game. So when we do something in a mission that's looking for Klingons, it needs to make sure that it's not going to break if you're playing a Discovery Klingon, that it understands that Discovery Klingons are a subset of Klingon, and you can just treat them as such. Or in some cases, we want to break that out and make it specific. So if you're playing a Discovery Klingon and you encounter Ja'ula in an episode, you get special dialogue that nobody else gets because you're from her time period and you've probably heard of her before. Whereas a 25th century Klingon maybe doesn't have that sort of relevant experience. So this is a multidisciplinary process and it takes a lot of time. And one of the things that I want to get across is that we're all working around the clock, our full days, and many people put in a lot of extra time, whether because of the usual game industry crunch or just because we're enthusiastic about stuff. I'll come in on weekends sometimes and say, I want to do this. I recently played some of the Delta Quadrant missions and I was like, this thing is probably not great. I should fix it. And I went in on a Saturday and I fixed it because I wanted it to be better.
Nice.
And that's the attitude that much of the team takes toward our game. But we
It's the little
always
things,
run
man.
into the
That's
barrier of
what
how much
counts.
time we have. And ultimately, we have a production staff and managers who decide these are the things that are most important. This is what we have the time to do, and this is what we want to do in the future. And all of that has to run into, we have to spend some of that time maintaining old stuff, making sure that our older content still functions, that you can still play old missions and get old rewards and use them. We have to spend a lot of time making sure that anything new that we integrate doesn't stomp on something older. Oh, we made some new lighting system and suddenly it broke Risa or what have you. Oops,
Yeah, lighting
need to fix
2.0.
that. And we
Still
also have
broken.
to be flexible and agile because we're now living in a great era where CBS is doing a ton of new Star Trek content. And we're a Star Trek game, so we want to show love for all kinds of Star Trek. Whether you hate or love Discovery and Lower Decks and Prodigy and everything that's coming down the pipe, Star Trek is the brand we're working in, and we want to do all of it. And that means we also have to be flexible enough to respond when CBS says, surprise, we've got this new thing. And our managers say, this would be great in our game, and we should get it in right
Surprise.
now. Well, where do we find the time? So we are doing our best to make clever use of our time to get in as much as we can, make sure that our old parts of the game stay.
Wait, let me hold on. So, Christopher is saying, I think you should make Iconium Bridge Officer a playable race. Yeah, okay, their upper body parts creating an alien. Yeah, but he just explained it. It's going to be a lot of, it's a ton of work that he's going to do. I really like why he is playing stuff, make much very clear to people. Yeah, Curse, I think that's the main intention of this stream, just to get the point across. Like, if we're gonna do a lot of stuff, then it's gonna take a lot of time to do it correctly. If we're going to do it, if we're gonna like rush into it, and it's probably not gonna work, so we're not going to do it. And a lot of people need to give their check marks to it. Yes, this works correctly. This their own design team needs to have that time that they need for these particular new stuff to have them there. So yeah. Have I missed the ships? No, Jiri, you have not missed the ships. My brother from another mother enjoys your work. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Mr. Canada. Disney would love trying to do the entire data guys would list this 80s phone book. Yep, that's definitely make this or that. Yeah, that's totally why he's doing that, and hopefully, but people still don't understand how much time it actually goes into there. Like Jesse just said, it basically takes like a month of, somebody working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week on one particular thing just to make one particular character species, and that's one entire month of one person just to make that species. And then basically what you just said, like there's an entire team that basically need to put all of the resources in for an entire month or so, and if everything works correctly, that's 1 month, and if they still need to go back and forth, it's going to be even more. Guys, 1 second, I need to grab myself some yogurt because it's really, really hot up here. Yep. All right. All right, here we go.
Playable, make sure that new parts of the games are interesting and relevant to the content that's coming out for Star Trek today, and to make sure that overall people get a good experience. And that means that we have a lot of juggling to do about what can we fix, when can we fix it, what can we release. We got to release new stuff, because otherwise who's going to come and play the game if there's nothing new to do?
Ships.
We got to fix old stuff, because otherwise people are going to be upset about old bugs. It's a juggling act. And I hope that doesn't come across too lectury, but that's sort of the thought process that is going through the minds of most of the designers on this team as they're figuring out, okay, what am I working on this week? What am I working on next week? This thing seems really important. Where can I fit it in? Oops, we had an emergency come up. What has to move?
Yep. Okay, so let me answer a bunch of questions that popped up in chat while Jesse was doing that amazing speech. By the way, Jesse, chat is singing your praises and wanting to buy you a beer. I should just bring you on whenever I have to answer these questions, because apparently you do it 10 times better than me. Okay, so CalMG, no designer on the game would ever know all of the items that are in our game. The game is 11 years old. There are literally thousands of items in the game. I believe it was Mar Hawkman who was asking about the staff already exists as an enemy weapon. That's great. That means the art is done. It doesn't mean the systems work is done. Someone pointed out the animations. The animations might be something that we can reuse, but systems work is the people actually deciding how much damage the weapon does, what kind of damage it does, making sure it's balanced and not broken, giving it extra powers, because all weapons have something cool in the 3 slot. All melee weapons have something cool in the 3 slot. All ranged weapons have something cool in the 2 slot. And so there's all of that work that would need to be done. Thank you, Sovereign. Apparently I look handsome today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's not wrong.
Stream is at 1080.
Let's see. A couple of people have asked how the work are asking how the work on updating TOS stuff for Temporal Recruit is going. That hasn't started yet, right? That'll start later in the year.
I have actually started some of that already. We have already gone through the early tutorial segment of the TOS material and made some minor changes to just improve the flow and the readability, so that you can see, like, I need to go here. There's an arrow telling me I need to go here, because if it's the tutorial, this is one of the first missions you're going to play if you're not an old player making an alt. We are going to then go through all of the other TOS missions and make sure that experience is brought up to that same standard of having modern UI and communication, voice work, mini contacts that are contextual to what's going on, and so on. It's a lengthy task, but it's one that we're really looking forward to because we want the TOS material to really be at that same level. And what's important to us with the TOS material right now, the TOS that we have, is that it is playing the fantasy of the show as it was in 1966, 67, 68. So, like when you see a Gorn pick up a boulder and throw it, it doesn't look like totally cheesy, like this is a styrofoam rock sort of thing, but we don't want it to look like super slick with lots of lens flare going on and rotating cameras and things like that, because we're trying to get the idea of this is the Star Trek of 1966. When Strange New Worlds comes out, all bets are off. We'll see what they do with the production design for that and what that era of Star Trek starts to look like. So who knows? But as far as the TOS recruitment, yeah, we're looking forward to getting touch-ups into all of those episodes, and we're not planning to remove any of them at this time.
Cool. Well, there we go. Can you actually, because I saw this question come up in chat, and I know the answer is someday in the future, but can you give a little insight into the episodes that we removed when we did the Discovery from the early Federation story that we're going to be eventually remastering and putting back?
Yeah, and it's actually more urgent now because of some of the things that happened in Discovery. Spoilers!
Oh no!
In Discovery Season 3, we saw the Guardian of Forever again. From the original TOS episode, City on the Edge of Forever. And
Awesome
that,
episode.
of course, means that we are keen to bring that back into the game, and the Guardian of Forever was a linchpin in some of those episodes. We had an early Federation story arc. If you're a new player, you would not have experienced this arc, in which a renegade Klingon leader was trying to capture Moral Paris, who's prophesied to be the Kuva Ma, someone who is going to herald a rebirth of the Klingon Empire. And using time travel and various other shenanigans, was hoping to take control of the Klingon Empire, change the course of its history, and bring it back to war with the Federation. And obviously, at this time in the timeline, nobody wants that, except for a few hardliners in the Klingon Empire. So these old episodes had very old maps and very simple mission flow. They had no modern UI elements, no voice work, no mini contacts, none of the stuff that we take for granted in the missions as we make them now.
Except for, as many people are pointing out in chat, Leonard Nimoy did voice some stuff for those episodes, which is another reason why we really want to bring them back.
Yeah, Nimoy makes a brief appearance because spoilers again, you travel in time and you meet the Enterprise. And so we really want to get all this back. But much like when we redid the Cardassian arc, and we took it from 14 episodes down to 5, and we really sort of distilled, okay, what's the core of the story here? What is the interesting experiences that you're going to have as we tell this story? We would probably do something like that process, saying, okay, we're going to rebuild these episodes using the same story and many of the same characters, but the maps will probably be redone. The kinds of things that you do in those episodes may get redone to some degree. And of course, we want to see many of those great iconic scenes and places, and maybe meet some of the characters from those episodes as well, involving things like Carl, the Guardian of Forever, and Moral Paris from Voyager.
Yeah, we should see if we can get her original actress. She's probably old enough now.
That would be interesting, because in the final Voyager episode, they have the Moral Paris, who's an adult Starfleet officer.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder, that would be Lisa LoCicero. And I think she is still alive. Yes, she is.
I hate that we have to check that. I hate that we have to check that.
It does suck. However, that's good news for us. And she did originally do some voice work for us as Moral Paris. So that would certainly be something that's on the radar for when we redo this.
Yeah. Miss LaFay, I don't have an answer for that question. It should be in your fleet store like all other ships, but if it's not, contacting support is the right thing to do. Also post about that on the forums. Let's see.
Someone was just asking if I get to decide the name of a T6 ship if it's a cryptic convention. No, I am not a starship designer. I do not make up the new classes of starships. I occasionally throw suggestions into the fishbowl.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that sort of decision is made by our systems team who make the starships, and our ship art team, led by the inimitable Thomas the Cat.
Yes, and those usually happen in a meeting between ships and systems and Al. Although, yeah, Thomas usually has final say.
Yeah,
All right, we're
Raul,
getting
take
close
care,
to Thomas and Jeremy time. So if you guys are
Oh.
watching, I know Bordicus was
Okay.
watching. Get ready to get on
Got
stream.
other
But let's look at fan art really
developers.
quick first. First of all, Philip Kuhn, which is his last name is Kuhn. It's not Philip Kuhn. I am not his senpai. Has sent us this image where he recreated a scene from The Matrix in Star Trek Online. Which is great. And here is a bunch of stuff from Duncan, Idaho. We have a pizza. I believe, is this ship the pizza cutter? Is that why it's on a pizza?
Yeah, that's the Chimera
Yeah.
destroyer.
And back
You
of
have
the
a funny
line, back of the line. You go to the back of the line, and you go to the back of the line, and you go to the. Oh, here we go. So this is Lieutenant Tardigrade playing with some ships. Vassier, yes, we can get the Eisenberg class, and you will. And here's a bunch of Klingons at the Battle of Waterloo, for reasons. I don't know why,
Okay.
but that does seem like a bad day for Napoleon.
Yeah.
And apparently Lieutenant Tardigrade has a shirt that says Future Court Martial. So that's great.
I can always count on Dunks for some fun doodles.
Yes. All right. Cool. So, folks, I have to rearrange everything in order to get Jeremy and Thomas in here. But so I'm not going to go offline, but I am going to I'm going to switch this off. You won't be able to see or hear us for a minute. We'll be on a coming soon screen instead. Or be right back screen.
These
so,
guys can meet.
We'll see you in a second.
Okay. He doesn't have like an intermission screen. We'll be right back. Okay, he put that up there. How long does this go? Okay, here we go.
Jesse and I are.
There. Mike cut his hair.
I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed, Luna.
We are unmuted. Oh, Luna is the name of the cat. Thomas is not confirmed. It's T6 Luna, guys. Sorry. And we're live again. We have a T6 Luna? Okay, I could never remember.
It's right here.
No,
This is
there he
T7 Luna.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She's at least T12. Let's get real
T12.
here.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Chatty back here was the star of the stream the whole time, and then Thomas has to bring in his cat and take all the attention.
oh, she's 7 years old, so she's a T7 Luna.
There you go. That's perfect. All right. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Jesse left his desk. I didn't know he was doing that. He may have said that. But I missed it. But he's back now.
I have returned. You cannot escape me.
I wouldn't really want to, but cool. As you can see, we've rearranged into a starship formation. You can see the nacelles, and Jesse and I are the saucer because Thomas's title is too damn long.
Too damn high.
Yes.
Oh, but I just noticed I'm systems designer Jesse Heinig.
Oh
We'll just share your name for the day.
no! I can fix this. I can fix this.
I am Spartacus.
No, I am Jesse.
We are all just.
Yes, people are saying now there's a chance to shout for more Jessies. Yeah, if we could clone Jesse, believe us, we would.
Oh yeah, no shit.
yeah.
There, we would have 5 Jessies running around, and his poor wife would be very confused, but we'd be doing great things. So this is kind of cool. We're doing something different on the stream today.
Gee,
I don't know
what's
what we're
happening?
announcing, and they won't tell me why I don't know what we're announcing. So we've got 2 ships coming up. And I've got them set up.
I thought it was
so...
just the one ship, Mike. We're only doing one ship today.
Just one ship today? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's just one
one ship. All right. Thought you told me 2. Okay.
No.
All right. Well,
That
let's
might have
take a
been
look
me.
at
I
the
don't
first.
always know what we're doing. Don't worry.
Bloodleaf. Wow, that was me attempting to shout.
Well,
I
we
can fix it in a
were
Russian
going to
accent.
talk a bit about the ship coming with the summer event, and we decided not to talk about that today.
Oh,
so I think
okay.
that's where the confusion.
Okay, that
That's
makes
where the
sense.
confusion happened.
That's just
Yeah.
I mean, we've already announced that's the T6 Ryzen luxury cruiser, right?
Right. I
Yeah,
think
You
yeah.
don't talk about upcoming content.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It looks pretty though. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's got the variable interiors the old one had, which makes me very happy. We'll show that off later. Probably next week, honestly.
Yeah, not later today, but
No, but next week sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go and take a look at the one ship then.
Let's
Here
go.
we are. I believe someone asked for this in stream, which is exciting. This is what is this?
This is the Clark class, T6 Malachowski,
Woo!
T6 whale probe. No, this is the T6 Malachowski, which actually we're really excited about for a lot of different reasons. So this was designed by Hector Ortiz and modeled by Tobias Richter, and then we put it in the game. So there are a lot of cool things going on with the ship. This is the first ship available to players that will have the Type 7A material as default, which we kind of teased a bit with all the remasters I've been doing with the Sutherland and the Andromeda and everything else. So those are actually going out a little bit early with this guy, which is really cool. And what else about this? Okay, obviously it's a T6 Malachowski,
Yep.
so it
Which
can
is
use
I
the-
love because that's such a pretty ship we created for Discovery, and I'm glad we get to
Right.
use it.
Go lower to the ship,
right.
dude.
And so it can use Malachowski parts. But the really fun thing about this is that we actually built it onto the Miranda skeleton. So with this ship, if you get this ship, you can use Malachowski parts or any Miranda variant that you also have access to, and you can mix and match. And you can come up with some pretty wild combinations with all the different struts and everything. So that's for people at home. That includes the Miranda, the Centaur, the Shikar, the Saratoga, if you have it, the Bozeman, the Reliant. So yeah, any Miranda variant that you have will be added to the Malachowski on the ship. That also means that if you buy this ship, you can use these parts on your any Miranda
One of the
ship that
few
you have.
good designs.
So if you really like the light battle or light cruiser, advanced light cruiser, I think is the Reliant, you could use any of these these Clark or Malachowski parts on that ship.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to make very
part.
clear, because the Discovery starter ship is meant to be time locked in the 23rd century in 2256, that ship does not have access to the Miranda parts.
Yeah, we
So
didn't
this
want you
is
playing 2409 parts in the
Yeah.
tutorial.
Right. Or even the canon, even the regular Miranda or whatever. So that T1 starter Malachowski is still off on its own. It's still just the Malachowski parts. But if you buy the Clark,
ship.
it will have
Stretched
access
out
to
a
all the
little bit.
Miranda stuff and the Discovery
those
Malachowski. We put all of the the Discovery materials on every piece of Geo in the Miranda family now has
Oh my
access to all
gosh.
the Discovery materials
I
that the
didn't know that part.
Malachowski had access to. Yeah, so this is a huge deal for ship customization on the Miranda, and I'm really we internally call this the Miranda Kowski, because blending it
Miranda-kowski.
together like this. But it's pretty cool. I'm excited to take this thing to the tailor and swap some things around so people can get a look at what's available.
Yeah, we should do that. But one thing I want to answer, because I see the question
Mr.
asked in
Kalizek,
chat a
hello.
bunch, and I do know this. I made them
I
tell
think
me
they
this.
do deal with
This is a
it,
C-store
yes.
ship. So this is a ship that you will be able to purchase on its own, or as part of a bundle that we're releasing with the ship, called the New Genesis Bundle, which
Genesis
is a
bundle.
collection of motion picture items, including this ship. So look for more information about that later this week. But yes, this is a C-store ship. You can buy it in the C-store by itself if that's what you would like to do. One
Or
thing
buy
I
the
feel like
bundle.
I should mention here, although it's mentioned in the blog as well, one of the items included in the New Genesis bundle is a Genesis device, and it's
Ooh.
similar to the one
Ooh.
that we gave out to Foundry authors, but we changed it so it's not quite the same. The Foundry author one will always be
Unique.
unique and always be only for you guys. The new one doesn't include the coffin when it creates life everywhere. So that the coffin in Remembrance of the Foundry is always an exclusive for the Foundry people. Captain
Okay.
Wit 9 says, "Oh, we know what Q is giving away Friday." Yep, you're right.
Discount
He's giving away the
notification.
Genesis bundle.
Yep.
I let him have an early bundle because I wanted him to have good stuff for his stream. So yeah, if you want the ship, you can win it on Q's stream on Friday.
So, yeah, can we fly this
Yeah,
around
yeah.
before we go in the Taylor? Because I had a bug, and when we go in the Taylor, this variant unfortunately will disappear because I messed something up. It's already fixed. It should be fixed before this gets released to everybody, but I didn't quite set the unlocks up.
Are we allowed to announce the release date for this, or are we keeping that
It's
under
next
wraps for
week.
some-
It's next
Okay.
week. Yeah, same with the. I think it comes out the same day as the Gamma rerun. So probably a
Cool.
Thursday, I'd imagine. But
Jeremy, does it come with any special features?
Yeah, we'll get to. Oh, yes, it does.
yeah, we'll get to
Oh,
stats.
yeah.
later.
Yes, it does.
Stats,
Oh my
stats is
God.
always something we do. Jesse,
I
you may
don't
not
wanna
have done
overhype
one
it,
of these
but
ship
actually-
streams with me before. We always do stats second after we've looked at the pretty ship.
I don't want to overhype this, guys, but I'm actually really pumped about the stats on this ship too. It's
Yeah.
it's actually a lot of fun, and I bent Al's arm on it a little bit, and I almost
Show
went
us
back,
underneath.
and then Jeremy and Al were like, "No, don't take it back, or else you won't get what you want." It's like, okay, I want what I want.
Break next Thursday.
So
yeah.
so if
It
you
was
hate the idea, it's my fault.
The conversation kind of boiled down to, well, how badly do you want it?
Right,
Because we have an idea, and we're just not sure if it's a good one or not.
right. So
Just flying in
I think we'll see what you guys think about it, but I'm pretty excited about the stats on this one.
All right. Well, let's hop into the Taylor really.
You know, have these guys been watching my streams or my videos? This is what I normally do when I show off a ship. I'm at Earth Space Dock at that same location, and I'm rotating the ship like he is doing. Come on, man.
Really quick now that they've seen this this variant that we're going to erase forever.
No.
So the T, what you're saying is
Underneath.
because of the bug that we're looking at that only exists in this version that has already been fixed.
Okay.
When I enter the Taylor, the T6
I want to see the bottom
version
too. You know,
of the ship will
he's
disappear.
just showing this stuff.
That you
Okay.
should still see the Malachowski parts and then all the other Miranda parts that you have, so we can mix and match those. But I think the Clark parts might go away.
Okay.
So customize starship.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. So but you should still see the Malachowski on that list.
Cool. I'm gonna just play with these because I haven't gotten to
Ooh,
yet.
what is that?
Yeah,
These are
that's
so
fun.
much
Yeah.
fun. I
why we
like
had
New
those,
Romulus. I'm gonna stick to that.
That's why we had all those fan art submissions, because we gave them a
Mhm.
green screen, and of course they're going to use it.
Mhm.
Uh huh. Absolutely. Please use them. In
Yeah.
fact, it might
And
make my
there's
job
a-
easier.
There's an interesting Photoshop thing now that's like can change the lighting of a picture.
Yeah.
What was in the first half? I joined in. They haven't designed the underneath yet. No, just the bottom, just the top part. The bottom is still under development. We'll get it done when you guys are going to purchase enough of these Genesis bundles that they were talking about earlier. What was in the first part? Okay, so the first part, Jesse over there, the guy, the bald guy that you see from left went to the third guy, and from the right, the second guy. He was giving us a lot of information, like how for the upcoming content, and also how long it actually takes to they basically still get enough or there's a lot of requests from people saying that I want this and I want that. And in the chat I also had a guy that was saying like this could be fun and that could be fun, and they were basically explaining that it's not because they don't want it to add it into the game, but it only takes a lot of time just to implement a particular they actually gave it a an example of a Jem'Hadar, for a Klingon character, that it's going to take a lot of resources in their terms, like people that actually going to be developing that particular character, forehead ridges, costumes, powers, and all that good stuff. Just a little bit of a summary of what you guys already saw, but it takes a lot of time just to implement something, or at least new stuff. They also talked about the new recruitment event. A lot of us were like, yeah, temporal. No, it's not temporal. It is the gamma. It's going to be coming up very soon. So you can make a new Jem'Hadar character. That particular character is going to have a certain amount of goals, if you've reached those particular goals in your other Gemidar characters, those are going to be unlocked already. But they also added new goals to it, so they going to. Yeah, that's about it. To be honest. But they're definitely showing off 2 new ships, so this is going to be in the bundle, and the other one is going to be from the Ryza event, I'm guessing.
I don't know if that works for ships. I think it might only work for faces because it's all driven by AI. But yeah,
Yeah. Some people are saying Genesis bundle, assuming that I was saying it is a new bundle called Genesis. It is a bundle called the new Genesis bundle, just to be clear. All right, so here's all the ships you can make with this guy. Here's the Centaur. Here's the Miranda. Here's the Malachowski. Okay. Here's the Clark.
it's there.
Sort of.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
That's
right.
Yep, here's the Shakar. This is your favorite, right, Thomas? The Shakar?
Oh God.
It's still on
Oh.
top.
Saratoga.
Show us
Murder me.
underneath,
Just
dude.
love this right here, right? This is your favorite.
Mm.
Let's look at it for a while. Let's look at some different materials on the Shakar.
But will it work if you
Okay.
hit random?
That's
Living dangerously.
hey, that's
You're
a
gonna
good
get
looking
some
ship.
fun
Yeah, that's
scooter.
not
You're gonna
the
get
worst
some fun
thing ever.
scooter struts. People who
Okay.
mess with the
Okay.
Miranda know
Wait a
all
minute,
about
I
the
just
scooter
realized
struts.
this is how we populate our own Wolf 359 battles in the future. We just come
Right.
to this ship and hit random.
I'm
Oh.
liking
Some
liking
cool
what I'm
stuff.
doing here.
There's
I'm
some
sorry,
cool
I'm taking the
stuff with
Shakar
these,
nacelles because those are actually really cool on this build. That is a neat
Right.
looking ship.
It's not a chaos on that. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
you
can
were
play
saying
around with
something,
the
Thomas.
material. No, I'm just saying there's some really neat
Another
because
ship for free? No,
because
this
the,
one is not free.
everything
the
is
Ryzen one
so
is
kind
definitely
of
for free,
weird,
but
and
this
we
one
had
is
to
in
get
the
things.
bundle.
Donnie Versace did a lot
It's
of
called
work
the,
getting Malachowski
New
to
Genesis.
fit into the Miranda skeleton. It was actually a lot harder than you would expect. But we ended up coming up with.
Wow, these guys have definitely been watching my videos. They're basically going through the entire thing what I showed. While they actually have access to more tools than I have, like I actually need to use demo record, they can basically detach the camera and move it around. That's something I can't do. I mean, I can do that in demo record, but that's gonna take like steps. And these guys have so much more tools to show off a ship, and they're basically not doing that.
With some really cool arrangements, kind of with how all the struts and the pylons and the cells all fit together. So I'm actually really happy with some of the customization options that are
Yes, it
going
is
to come
on
out of this.
Store item.
I've gotten to Discovery
very
Starfleet.
sleek.
I've gotten to Discovery Starfleet Type 5, and I'm going to stop because that looks gorgeous. My God.
Yeah, and I think I don't remember if the Miranda already had it, but we did go through. I don't think it did. We added all the other legendary ship materials to the Miranda with this pass. So whether or not you buy anything, the Miranda now has the Galaxy Sovereign. It already had the Type 8, obviously, but now it has the NX refit. All the legendary materials are now on the Miranda when this comes out.
Ooh, Veteran
No
looks really
trade
good
yet.
on this guy, too. That's neat.
You should sue
All right,
them.
well, shall we put this ship through its paces?
Yeah, Cthulhu asked,
Sorry.
Soyuz parts in there if you unlocked it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Soyuz parts.
Yes,
Good
if
to
you
know.
have the Soyuz, you can use those parts.
All right. So
Still nothing
let's
underneath.
go to our old friend,
Oh my god.
Argala.
Argala? Yep,
I
Argala.
completely
I
blanked
knew
on the
it.
name of Argala, which is hilarious because it's the place I've been to most in my job here.
We usually do Vanity Shields at the end, guys.
Yeah,
so
at the end.
stay tuned.
We will do that. Don't worry. Will there be a C-Store
They
wide
spying
sale
on
when the
the herd of
2021
rabbits
Ryzen Summer event goes live?
Sunday.
We can't. One of the things we can never talk about, and this got us into trouble recently with the. Oh, I'm glad it's the loading screen isn't new and exciting, because we couldn't tell Xbox captains.
Do I
about
need
the
to
Zen
update it? Because I haven't updated it.
No, it's okay. I'm sure the summer event will get one eventually.
Oh yeah, that's I need to do that next week probably, huh?
Yeah, I should probably do the summer event landing page ads. Anyway, so somebody asked if we're getting a legendary Miranda. Oh no!
Oh,
If we're getting a
disconnect.
legendary Miranda, we don't talk about upcoming content. Same thing with
Except
was the
for
question
when
I
we
was
are
answering?
talking about upcoming content.
Yeah, right now. We can talk about upcoming content when we decide we can talk about upcoming content.
Hold on a second. Let me read chat. They've been spying on you. next week, actually, the summer event as Recruitment will be great for new players that don't think I can face anymore. You're right. I want to carry a ship that has 4 hangar bays full of Jemadar Stormers for 5 universal consoles. Wow, you don't want a lot, do you? 4 hangar bays. Oh my god. You can actually have that already. If you count the what's it called, the wing mechanics from the Jemadar carrier, so you already have, like, 2 pets over there, and you have like the normal hangar bays, plus you have the detachable ship part over there, and you have the Booker's ship that you can also detach from the new CrossFit refit version of the ship that I just bought for 950 million. Just having more pets out there. They've got disconnected on their own stream. Mild ironic. It's not mild. It's not mild. That just is hysterical. Okay. The shard is locked. The shard is locked. The shard is locked. If you are seeing this, it's because you are a special internal person of some sort. I just paused the video. I didn't actually pay attention to this. Playing on a locked shard. If you do not think the shard should be locked, panic. For love of God, panic. Also talk to Neat Tops. I don't know who Neat Tops is, but sure.
Whoever wrote this, I love them.
Oh,
The shard is locked.
The shard is locked. For the love of
I
God,
think that might have
panic!
been Josh Moline, who's still, I think he still works
Mhm.
Cryptic. He's off in the Magic Cave somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So here we
Oh,
are.
hey, there we go. We saw
have
the underneath
landed,
part
and
of the
Mike
ship.
has immediately realized that he didn't outfit this ship with anything because he didn't know what ship he was doing. So, are beams okay for this guy?
Oh yeah.
Jeremy? Okay, great.
Oh, but
So are
it-
cannons.
so are cannons.
But ooh,
And
okay.
that's-
So let me go ahead and get a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit into what's going on here.
Yeah,
with this
please.
Yeah,
ship.
show me.
Some of the parts that Thomas was saying he's excited about. So this ship is going to be the first, and who knows, probably the first of many, of a new subclass of cruiser.
Yeah,
called
cheater.
a multi-mission cruiser. Players of the game might recognize the terminology
just put a,
multi-mission as something that we've done as a subset of science ships.
Oh yeah.
Just put a card mode on
So
the ship.
we're basically taking the concept of that and doing a cruiser variant of the multi-mission science vessel. Now, very astute ship lovers from Star Trek Online might be maybe scratching their heads and saying, "Isn't that just what a flight deck cruiser used to be?" Kind of. So I don't want to go too far into it, but the gist of it is that we understand that flight deck cruisers had some design faults. They weren't, because of the way that we chose to give them their features, which was a combination between carriers and cruisers. We didn't make the best choices, and that resulted in the ship class overall being not terribly loved by players. So that is one of the primary reasons that we later, not too long ago, went through and changed those to flight deck carriers. We just basically said they should just be carriers. Let's put them in that family and give them the extra hangar bay and a few other things. But that left a gap of a smaller 1 hangar bay ship. We didn't have any options for that in the cruiser family. The only 1 hangar bay cruiser that we had before this ship was the Dreadnought, which obviously, even according to its name, doesn't fit a smaller, nimbler vessel, kind of like a strike wing escort would be for tactical ships. So we went back to the drawing board basically from the class design and said, well, multi-mission science vessels are good. Strike wing escorts are good. So what are they doing?
Welcome,
that
Leon.
flight deck cruisers weren't. And the answer was pretty simple. They were doing what their class is supposed to do, plus a few things, instead of minus a few things, like the flight deck cruiser used to. So this is a cruiser that can use cannons. It has 1 hangar bay. It has 2 cruiser auras, which I'm blanking on which ones, but they're better than what the flight deck cruiser family used to have. Weapons and shields, I think.
It looks like
and
it
the
comes with
mastery-
the 1 ship version of the Peregrine fighters, not the Swarm version.
That is
We
true.
don't- yeah, we haven't made a swarm.
Oh, I
Peregrine
thought we
yet.
had. My bad.
Yet.
Oh.
Nope.
I think the art might be made, but there's some pretty finicky system side stuff
Yeah.
that was going to take, unfortunately, too much time to hammer out in time for this ship. So this Starship Mastery is just a cruiser. that's another thing that we noticed the multi-mission science vessels have, is they're just science vessels in that regard. So again, we're not trying to take anything away from it being a cruiser. We're just flexing a little bit of its capabilities here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm excited for this because obviously, you know, in Wrath of Khan, the Reliant had those giant phaser cannons, and that was a really cool thing about the ship that I always felt was a bit of a bummer that we never got to see the Mirandas and STO have. So I think people, when we did the T6, you know, Reliant, people were a little disappointed that it couldn't mount cannons. So
But also because the Tier 1 Miranda, which was all we had previous to that, also
Right.
can use cannons, which is actually just a quirk of Tier 1 ships. It's not meant to be something about the class.
right.
But now we're back to a place where we do have a Miranda Kowski that can use
Miranda
cannons.
Kowski. I like that.
Kali blows up faster than this.
Firefly00 is asking what the issues
Nice.
are with doing further squadrons. Jeremy, can you go into that a little bit? I know part of the problem the first time was getting 7 ships to do the same amount of damage as 1 ship.
That's still the problem, and make it look correct, make it use all the firing nodes. How that ends up working under the hood, not to go into too much detail, but the gist of it is that there are like 30 weapons on those tiny groups of ships. And so figuring out how to make that scale correctly to work with a small number of ships is complex. And I couldn't find any documentation on how to do it. And Jet's really busy with magic, so I couldn't make her do it for me. So yeah, it's a very complex process, currently not well documented. It's still something we intend to do as soon as we find an opportunity to do it where we're not so pressed for time.
Yeah.
This ship came in a little bit pressed for time because, frankly, the console took us more time than we had originally been allotted for.
Shall we talk about the console?
When we get around to pressing that button, I think everybody will.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been waiting
really
for.
quick.
Yeah.
Really quick, I do want to answer. Somebody asked if this thing can fly frigates. No, it can't, because it is itself about the size of a frigate. It can only launch shuttles and fighters, right, Jeremy?
Right.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay, so smaller.
All right. Well, I killed all the
Smaller
enemies while you
sizes.
guys were talking.
Okay, hold on a second. What's new recruitment? New recruitment is the Gamma. It's not the Temporal as we were hoping for. The pulse phasers look the part of Twok. I don't know what Twok is. Just need the sound effect. It's pretty pathetic for the rules of the universe to take so long to blow an enemy shit. I was like, what is this got negativity part right here? Yeah, definitely need more pew pew pew. Oh, the Wrath of Khan. Okay, cool. So a rehash of the Gamma. Yep. Yeah, the Gamma. They redid that. They also fiddled around with the rewards as well. So, but they did mention that the temporal is going to come this year. So we only have like what 6-7 more months in this particular year. So it's going to be probably, around the corner, maybe like 3, 4, 5 months from now, and somewhere October, November, maybe. That means I gotta do homework again. Yep. I can do this patrol faster on Elite. No comment. All right, here we go. You know what? What I noticed when Jeremy was talking about the ship, everybody was quiet. All of the, all of the devs over here was like, I have nothing to add to that. Just go with it. Nice.
So we'll find another one and talk about this console. I think let's just show it off first, yeah, and then we'll talk about what it is and what it does.
Sure. If we can have
All
a
right,
moment
hit
of
him up.
silence.
All right, here we go.
Cool sound effects here. Ooh, what is that? A torpedo. Ooh, oh snap! That's gonna.
What is
What is
that?
that? What is that?
That
That's like a proton star or
is the
something.
Genesis seed.
The Genesis seed. What more?
So this thing-
Watch the thing. Oh, you missed it.
Ah,
You gotta do it
sorry!
again.
What's the thing?
well,
What's the
okay.
thing?
Oh, no.
What's the
I'll have to
thing?
show
Watch
off
the whole
again.
thing.
It's not my
Show
fault.
the
It's behind me.
thing.
Fictionally, this is
How did you
a
not show the thing?
miniaturized version of the Genesis device.
Okay, so
it
it
will,
blue,
as you launch it,
gold,
it
blue.
creates a tiny little planetoid,
Okay.
unstable, because nobody has figured out how to make Genesis actually work without being unstable.
Okay.
It will draw in matter and
okay,
energy from nearby foes, dealing radiation damage to them and draining their
Ooh, an
energy
explosion.
weapons until it eventually explodes.
Okay.
When
And
it
sends
reaches
out
its
the
point
shockwave of
instability.
death.
Yep. So the instability either happens after 30 seconds, which is so the planetoid grows over time based on how much energy it is able to absorb from nearby
yeah.
enemies.
Mhm.
If there's only a few enemies, it won't grow to full size, but if you can get the full allotment of, it can affect up to 10 enemies within 5 kilometers of itself. If you
Okay,
can get a full
nice.
10 in there, it will grow pretty quickly, and after about 12 to 15 seconds,
Okay.
explode at its full capability, its maximum capacity. Otherwise, it waits the full 30 seconds and then does an amount of damage that is based on how far it got along in the
Okay,
growth
so what kind of
process.
damage? Kinetic
People in
based?
chat are pointing out that Kumarke could probably make the Genesis device work, and you're right. She probably could.
Who do you think worked on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. This is still
Yeah,
unstable. That's
silence,
because
right?
we decided as a lore thing, like the Lucari would never support using Genesis
As a
in
weapon.
a weaponized fashion.
Yeah.
So that's why it's still unstable, because they won't help us with this.
Yeah. Which makes sense. We probably shouldn't be doing this, but oh well. We're firing mycelial rifts and Genesis bombs. It's fine. All right.
I like the visuals of it, the sci-fi part. That's just insane because probably kinetic or radiation. Yeah, I think it might be more radiation than kinetic, but you're definitely right about that. Looks like you're going to use it semi-stationary targets. Yeah. So definitely science related. So definitely like a gravity well to be afforded with it. Just fire gravity well at it, and then the same thing at the same location. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, the visuals were definitely cool, but the one thing that they basically also didn't take into consideration is that more stuff is going to be on your screen right now. So more visuals, more stuff for your graphics card to lag the game on. So that's going to be interesting. Squinks, what's happening? They say Lucari Genesis weapon. I say Iconian Stargate. Nice. Yeah, radiation could be better. Yeah. Looks like you can only use it semi-stationary. Yeah, we read that already. It's probably going to be in just the normal 2-minute cooldown part if they're not going to add any particular parts to it, like 2 or 3 set pieces to it that can lower that cooldown. But it is cool. It's definitely cool to see that. Those visuals are awesome. He did.
There we go. Looney Welsh had the best reaction to this console, which I'll just quote. I leave
just gravity
you
well,
as
yeah.
you left her, marooned on a dead planet, buried alive.
He did mouse
You can
over the
bury
ability,
someone alive
but
within the
Yes.
Genesis
that was a
seed.
little bit weird.
Well, I guess all those Klingon fears about Genesis being used as a weapon came true.
That's what someone in chat said. Oh, are we
it's
bad?
nice
Are we the baddies?
It's fine. They're on our side now.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all one big happy alliance, and
Right,
now
right,
Klingons
right.
can fly the Clark too.
That's
so
true.
They can use the Genesis C console on their ships if they'd like.
I probably will.
And boom.
That
shockwave
okay,
is
so
very,
cool.
very well done.
So tell me a little bit about the Starship trait on this guy. We'll look at the tooltip in a minute.
Show
but what is
the
what is the trait on this one, Jeremy?
in-game stuff.
It's called Greater Than the Sum. The ship
Alright.
has kind of a sub-theme
Moving
of
on.
being a support ship between its hangar pets and just the role that the light cruiser.
Guys,
tends
1
to-
second. There are a couple of people outside my window. Let me just close that before they get any further up here. 1 second. Here we go.
fill in like a fictional fleet environment.
You showing
So
the
it's kind
Yetis?
of a support ship. The greater than the sum starship
Turn that
trait
relax
is
me
every time you activate emergency power to
You all need a
auxiliary
new
or any
PC.
command ability. Yeah, the ship is a command cruiser. by the
Sorry,
way.
sorry.
It
Let me
has
just rewind it a little
ship,
bit.
the greater
Sorry.
it's, hangar pets, and just the
Okay, so cool. So tell me a little bit about the starship trait on this guy. We'll look at the tooltip in a minute. But what is the trait on this one, Jeremy?
it's called greater than a support ship.
Ah, man, it was good.
Tooltip
Alright,
in a
here we go.
minute. But what is the trait on this one, Jeremy?
It's called greater than the sum. This ship has kind of a sub theme of being a support ship between its hangar pets and just the role that the light cruiser tends to fill in like a fictional fleet environment. So it's kind of a support ship. The greater than the sum starship trait is every time you activate emergency power to auxiliary or any command ability. Yeah, the ship is a command cruiser, by the way. It's a command primary spec.
Okay.
So anytime you activate those powers, you send it out basically an AoE that buffs yourself and any allies in range. The effects of this is that it increases power levels and something else. I don't have the tooltip in front of me.
Maneuverability.
Were you laughing
Sorry.
at the Cruise was right T-shirts they're asking for?
No, I'm laughing at the something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see the tooltip in just a second. But anyway,
Yeah.
the value that you and each of up to 9 of your allies, so 10 targets total, get actually goes up based on how many people you hit. So if you affect a
Nice.
full 10 allies, including yourself, you get the maximum benefit from the trait. And 9 is slightly less, 8 is slightly less, etc., etc. So you can use it on your own. It's not a huge buff, but the gist of the way that you want to use this is get a large number of your allies within the radius, which is I think it's 5K for the activation.
Thomas, I think it's Leanna who's calling me out. You were absolutely right. We should have subtitles on this stream. It is something that I keep meaning to do, and then my brain yeets it until the day before when it's too short of a time to set it up. I will put it on my to-do list and set aside some time to figure out how to make that happen. I apologize.
Subtitles on the stream, really?
But can you show the tooltip on this
I think I can, yeah. Okay, you go
so
away.
that I can remember what I set up? Sorry, I'm calling in from my home PC, so I don't have work access
To sail for
right
up to
now.
10 islands for 5 kilometers for 10 seconds, plus 2 to maximum plus 20. All power level based on the number of targets restores 0.3% all the way to 3% of maximum hull and max shield each second based on the number of targets. Okay, so it's definitely a support ship, like he mentioned. They basically build it like that. So emergency auxiliary or all command bridge officer ability grant whole plus shield regen and subsystem power to self and nearby allies. Nice.
Okay,
So
can
what
you
is
see
it?
that?
The power levels and oh yeah, it restores your percentage of your max hull and shields.
Nice.
So that's handy to both you and up to the 10 allies nearby that you're affecting with this. Now these allies
Nice.
also count hangar pets. They count major
Ooh.
summons like saucer sep and distress calls. The only things they don't count are like targetable torpedoes, mines, turrets,
Chat can't see
small
it fully.
temporary summons.
What can I do? I know what I can do. Nope, that's apparently not going to help.
You
Who
need to
designed
go out
this
of window
UI?
mode.
Can you see it any better now? I have to.
No.
You want to make a quick scene that doesn't include any of us? And just
I can probably just. Oh, there you go. People can see it now. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'll hold that up for a second, and then we'll look at the tooltip for the console.
And someone asked if this console is restricted, if the console is restricted to just this ship, and then no, right? You can use this console on any ship.
That is correct.
All right, Jeremy, I'm going to make you disappear for a second.
If this console is restricted, if the console is restricted to just this ship, and then no, right? You can use this console on any.
Okay, so passive ability, if you equip this thing, 28.5 radiation damage and also starship drain expertise. So okay, so yeah, this is definitely going to add to that big explosion at the end of that Genesis seed that they were talking about. That's going to be definitely radiation.
Ship.
That is correct.
All right, Jeremy, I'm going to make you disappear for a second.
Okay, bye.
Nope, that's not Jeremy. That's Jesse. There we go. But we can still hear
So
you.
you can show the tooltip, right?
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go. So that is the.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
It's
not
still
complex at all.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Let's try that again.
There will be a fleet version of this ship. Thank you for asking Paragon Gaming. It will be called
Yes.
the Fleet Malakowski Command.
And it has
Multi-mission
starts with the default
What the heck is
Malakowski
that
skin,
shit?
I believe.
Right. Yeah. The fleet
That was my
Malakowski will come with. It does not come with the
my
the
first
C-Store
reaction to
Clark
it as
skin,
well.
but it does come with the
But it's a
Malakowski
very
skin with the fleet materials, and that was to set it apart from the Fleet Reliant,
oh snap!
which is
My
the
character
uses the
locked out.
Bozeman
Why did
skin.
you guys not tell me
Someone
my
asked if they
character
could use
locked
this
out?
ship on any of the consoles. Yes, except for the ones you can.
1 second. Let me put you guys here. Wrong username. What? I especially like that they will have a fleet version. Yep, I like it too. The fleet version is probably going to be a little bit better than that one. So that's definitely a good thing. Watching stuff on internet thingies. Wait a minute. I need this guy and that guy. All right, here we go.
The ship on any of the
Yeah, it's someone asked if they could use the console on any ship, and then someone else asked if they could use the ship on any consoles, and yes, except for the ones you can.
Oh, okay. Like the Nintendo Switch. You can't use the ship
Yeah.
on the Switch.
Okay, so I just saw him activate that Genesis seed. It was just pointed towards the ship. It didn't go towards the enemy. So I'm guessing it's going to be pointed in a forward direction of your ship, the way it is pointing. So it's not bound by your ships, or at least it's not bound to the enemy. You can't fire it where the enemy is. You're just going to fire it forward. That's kind of like a limitation to the effectiveness of that particular skill ability. Something to think about. Because he had the
No, I'm
enemy
gonna
targeted to
shout
his
out to
left, and
anybody
he-
who
the
played
thing-
the old. There was like I think it might have been like
I'm gonna fly through the Genesis
Star Trek
cloud.
Armada 3 or something. It was a mod for
Mm.
Star Trek Armada 2, and it was a fan mod of the Star Trek Armada, which was an RTS game officially licensed. But in the fan mod, they made the Genesis device a super weapon, which sort of behaves like how we have it here. And I'm not saying I don't know how Jeremy got this amazing
Yeah.
idea, but it has. I have a lot of nostalgia for this because it was so cool in that mod to create a planet, and then like when the planet gets created, it blows up, and then the planet blows up again, and then a nebula happens, and it was super cool.
Mhm.
All right.
I don't remember how we came up with this idea.
Because
But I'm
Because
so
you're a
glad they
genius.
came. Somebody asked in chat whether or not the command battle cruisers might get reclassified as multi-mission cruisers, and that is possible. But modifying old ships in that way can be a little problematic, so I don't want to promise it. They match the specs though in many ways. But I think it would mean changing their cruiser auras, which we might just not want to do for a ship that's that entrenched in what it can do.
Well, they're their own thing, aren't they? I mean, command
They're
battle
battle cruisers. They
Yeah.
in everything other than cruiser auras and mastery, they probably match what we were intending to do here with with the multi-mission
Interesting.
cruisers.
Okay.
So
Look
they're
at how
very
many
close 'cause
vanity
they're
shields
battle
we got.
cruisers, but they also have a hangar bay.
Oh, I see.
A
Yeah.
couple people in chat are asking for a Tier 6 Oberth, so back of the line. That ship is
Mhm.
now coming
Yeah,
out
sorry,
in 3152. All
Has
right.
anybody checked how long the line actually is? Because
I check it every day,
Okay.
just to be sure. So give me some requests for some vanity shields, and we'll look at that.
Yeah, and
quick
while you
before
guys
we
doing
wrap
that,
up.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Also, my camera's still off. I don't know if you care. Maybe you
Oh,
wanna get ready for
I
the
mean,
rest.
yeah, I care. I want to see you. I want you to spend time with us. Probably.
Somebody earlier asked for the Discovery Legends vanity. I'm not sure exactly which one that is.
It is the Discovery. there's
Does he
two
not know
Discovery
we have a
shields.
typing
It's,
filter thingy right there on top?
It's not this one. It's not this one. No, that's Herc
Asking
Ferengi.
also for Emperors and Section 31. These
Of course
people
they
want to
are.
be the baddies.
Well, those ships are the coolest. I mean, let's be clear. I mean those things are the you know what I mean.
Also,
Discovery
Yeah,
Legends.
stop
Here
it.
we go.
people want your
Stop.
reward pack that opens up and gives all of them.
Yeah, well, you can't have it. It's mine. I made Jet make it for me. There's the Discovery Legends one. I'm not sure why you wanted to see that, but there it is.
This is the worst map to show off
all
the
right.
vanity shields.
We should go
Emperors
back
was
to
requested.
Space dock for better lighting.
Oh, good
Argyle
idea.
doesn't have great lighting.
Good
Oh,
idea.
Jeremy is on top of that. Nice. Good job, Jeremy.
AFR Soul System.
Hey Jesse.
Oh, we just leveled up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good. Someone was asking me how we fixed the cloaking bug on console, and that was done by our programmers. And the problem there was that the console and the client and server were getting out of sync about your cloak state. The server thought that you were in one state, and your computer said that you were in another, and then your computer was sending commands to the server saying, do this thing, and the server was saying, I can't do that thing because you're in the wrong state. Anyway, our programmers fixed that up.
The refit one.
Someone
Oh, the
someone
one
is
from
saying
the-
I don't know how to use inventory because I'm not sure why. Anyway, here's
So-
here's the Emperor's shield. Oh, I need to be in light. Yeah, let's get back out of here.
Kale might not have the
Thank you,
new one
Ron.
because that's a brand new.
Juan.
Yeah,
skin.
and
This
you
doesn't
made
get
this
updated.
pack
Take
for
care,
me.
man. Thank you for being here.
So there's Emperors.
Love you, bro.
Somebody wanted Section 31.
Somebody else was asking if this comes with the 32nd century weapons. No, the Clark is a 25th century. It's just a modern STO theme Starfleet ship. It's not supposed to be from the future. It's not a Kelvin timeline ship. It's just a regular prime timeline Star Trek Online ship.
Someone is telling me to stop crying and go learn to play the game. Bruh. I have things to do that don't involve catering to you. You specifically. I have a lot of things to do that involve catering to the player base. All right, what else was requested? I know somebody
Bozeman?
wants to Bozeman? Okay.
Titans.
Bozeman Titans, which is under baseball, that's right. I thought this shield could do no wrong, and I love it in almost every case except when it has too much gold. It's
Yeah, too
beautiful
much.
when the gold is an accent, and then sometimes like on this ship it's just too much. Pink I see requested. That is very easy to throw on. I even know what it looks like. Is that it?
No.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. So there's the pink vanity shield.
I love that the name of the item is just Pink Vanity Shield.
I know, it's great.
You had to look
Didn't you
twice.
name it? Says on the trade.
Yes, that is. I named it.
Christian from QA messaged me on Teams to ask for the platinum shield, and he got it got jumped to the front of the line. Lucari. All right, this is gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah,
Well,
because you have
I think we have
freaking
something more
60
that,
vanity shields.
We've been talking in our own chat off. I think we'd like you to show something else, Mike, today.
Oh, okay. What?
We'll get you the details here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We'll just pop back to the intro screen for a second while they chat with me.
Ah, come on, man. New ship.
We
I'm
usually
just
start by talking about the
skipping
artwork.
Forward. Hold on a second. What is that ship? Okay, hold on. Tingle better on the redacted. Oh my god, that face. Oh my god, that face. Look at Mike's face. Where is he? Right there. Look at his face. Well, players wanted what they wanted, right?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, you want to tell us a little bit about the art for this? We usually start by talking about the artwork first. So,
Yeah. Well, I put on my Steve Jobs shirt because one more thing, right?
just one more thing.
One more
Wait a
thing.
minute. Steve Jobs has that turtleneck thing. What's his?
It's a frisbee strapped to a canoe. Anyway, I'm back.
Yay! Thomas wins the stream.
So, as I think someone in chat guessed that this will be called the Grissom class.
Oh, you're
science
you're not
vessel.
naming it after me, even though chat requests it every week. I'm deeply offended.
Sorry.
This shit's too good for you, Mike.
And a couple things about the look. I mean, players noticed that
The only thing I don't like is the saucer. The
we
only thing.
remastered the Oberth a while back, and it used to be that we would tie remasters to the release of a new ship, but that remaster work was done a while back, and that got pulled into baseline. So I think I would, and I've talked to the other leads about this, kind of decoupling remasters from
Legendary one.
releases of new ships to buy, just because we actually have quite a few remasters, like canon ship remasters that we're sitting on, and I kind of like to get that out to everybody sooner. So I'm not saying what, and I'm not saying when, but there are some other long sought after remasters that we might not be ready to release a T6, ship for yet, but maybe we can get the remaster canon art in the game for people who really want it. So the Oberth is kind of, I think, going to start that trend of you might see a remaster long before, or maybe even I'm not sure if we'll ever do a T6 version, but I'd rather the canon version of the ship look good.
Yeah,
Regardless
pretty
of what
much
the
once
status
every
of the
2
T6
years,
ship is.
Thomas looks back at canon ships and goes, "This is ugly. I'm going to change it," and he doesn't.
I'm going to pay someone else to
Remastered,
change
yep.
it.
Yeah, there we go.
Give it up.
So
Somebody
yeah.
suggested that we name this we changed the class name to the. Hold on, it was really good.
U.S. Double Donuts.
No, the US Double Donut is good. It was darn it, I lost it. It was the Tier 6 Fatum class sports canoe. I think was what it was called. Someone just said we just
Science
won
kayak.
E3 and we're not even in it. Yeah, science kayak. There you go. Well, look at it. Look at that kayak. Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
So a little bit of background about the ship and why it looks the way it does. So this is obviously a T6 Oberth. We're calling it the Grissom class after the ill-fated ship in Star Trek 3. This specific design is actually based on a concept design by Jim Martin that was
this is
done
not
for
the
Star Trek
Ryzian
Voyager.
ship,
Because
So a bunch of
I
people
thought
in
they
chat
wanted
have
to
called
release
that.
the
I was
Ryzian,
wondering if they were right.
details.
Yeah,
on
they were
this
right.
one, but
So
it's not.
there was Jim Martin did a modernized Oberth as a pass at what would the USS Voyager look like, and of course it didn't get used. But that always stuck out to me, and I thought, hey, if we ever
Thank
did
God.
a T6 Oberth, it would be, yeah. I think it turned out really cool.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I thought it'd be really fun to bring that into STO and finally give that design the light of day. So that's what we went with. Tobias Richter interpreted that design. He modeled this for us based on the Jim Martin sketch, and it's just a sketch. He didn't do plan views or anything else. So Tobias had kind of a lot of latitude, and we got it back. And I believe Donnie Versace did the final intake of the ship. The ship also comes default with the Type 7A material. And I think people who've messed with the Oberth remaster have also seen all the, all the legendary materials. Those are all available on the Oberth now as well. So we're really excited. I know people have been asking for this for a very, 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 very long time. And
It was supposed to come out in
and
3042, Thomas.
right.
What are you doing?
And here you go. This will be a part of the new Genesis bundle, right?
It will indeed.
C-Star
I was just
ship?
about to say, this is also a C-Star
Oh,
ship.
wow.
You will also be able to buy it on your own. And it is, it's part of the new Genesis bundle. So the new Genesis bundle includes these two ships, a bunch of motion picture era, not motion picture era, I guess, Wrath of Khan era costume options.
Costume options,
and
yeah.
the Genesis device we mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah. Some people are saying, "What are you going to pester me about now?" I don't.
So hold on. So you're going to get like 4 items for this Genesis device bundle. So the 2 ships, the uniforms, and the what? That whole Genesis unique trait that they have that they also gave out the Foundry authors. So that's going to be it. That's going to be a bundle. If that's the thing, then that bundle is not going to be more than 5,000 in.
No, you'll find something though.
Tier
You'll-
7
you'll
over?
find
I don't-
No, there's still the T6 Nova.
That's true.
We haven't done that. There's the T6 Saber.
And
I'm actually surprised that people aren't asking about T6 Saber. Because
a few people
sporty little
have,
chip.
but
Yeah,
not
you
as
said the uniform. Right,
Nova,
let me just-
That's true.
We haven't done that.
So the Ninjas bundle includes these two
There.
ships, a bunch of motion picture era, not motion picture era, I guess, Wrath of Khan era costume options, and
Wrath of
the
Khan
Genesis
costume
device we
mentioned
mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Yep.
Costume
Yes, people were
options,
saying,
not
"What are you gonna
uniforms.
pester me
Sorry.
about now?" I don't know. You'll find something though.
Tier
You'll
7
you'll
over?
find
I don't
something.
No, there's still the T6 Nova.
That's true.
We haven't done that. There's the T6 Saber.
And
I'm actually surprised that people aren't asking about T6 Saber. Because
A few
Moby
people
and-
Sporty little
have,
chip.
but not as much as
Alright.
the Nova. There's also a
Yeah.
lot of requests for ships from lower decks because everybody loves that show, which
Mhm.
we've explained several times that we have a very different approval process on lower decks, and we're trying to work with it right now.
Yeah.
right.
But that's going well. There's two things that we've sent them recently that they've liked.
Yeah, 6,000
One of
yeah.
which was a ship. The other was
Two
something
ships.
I'm even more excited about, and that's all I'll say. Mwahaha.
What? There's
So
still like a half hour left.
Should I say a little bit about what the ship is?
I think you should, yeah. Well, Thomas, are you done talking about the design? Should we go put
yeah,
her through
pretty-
her paces?
Pretty much.
Should I
yeah,
should I customize her real quick?
You can. I mean, it's basically what people have already seen if they've
Okay.
seen the remastered Oberth and then this new skin. But we should get a good look at it when you're fighting
Okay,
in Argala.
great.
But this is like interchangeable with the Oberth, right? Piece by
Mhm.
piece, or is it
Yeah.
just a whole skin?
No, piece by piece, yeah.
Someone
Okay.
meant to ask for more ankles on the ship and instead said more angels, please. Angels had nothing to do with this.
So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to disappoint
this-
everybody. Neither
they
the console
definitely
nor the
stopped.
trait has anything to do with warp core explosions. I think.
I don't understand. That's all the ship does.
They don't do
Why
anything.
would you not-
Too much
I mean,
work
as
for
someone
them.
in chat said, the cannon stats
Not
for the
enough
ship would be 1
rewards.
HP and one shield strength, and that makes perfect sense to me.
And a negative
Sorry.
defense rating, so that even when you do
Yeah.
a warning shot, it directly impacts.
Is this just a straight up science vessel, or is this did you end up making this a scout?
God.
What
It
was
Oh
is-
my
no,
god,
it
he
is a
actually gets
science-
disconnects
it's
more
super
than I
science.
do.
Like this is nerd ship vessel. This ship is a quintessential science vessel, which does mean that people that love flying around with a lot of cannons and things may not find this ship to quite match their speed, but maybe they'll be looking to try something new. It is 5 consoles, huge number of science abilities, very shield focused. And it has the full suite of standard science stuffs, subsystem targeting, sensor analysis, and a
He
secondary
left all the
deflector.
good stuff.
On
on his
all
other
the science
ship.
stuff. And
And,
it is a,
Go
it is
ahead.
a- it is a light science vessel, which means that compared to many of the other ones that might be a little more sturdy, this one gives up some of its sturdy defensibility in return for maneuverability.
And what?
Okay, so we see a Lieutenant Commander Science. Lieutenant Science. I don't know what that. Universal Console. Just an instant one. Okay.
What's the specialization on this guy?
I actually don't remember offhand. This is one of those few ships also that we chose to pull the specialization name out of the class name because it made it too wordy.
That makes
and
sense.
Part of that was to make sure that everybody recognized that this was a light science vessel, just like the Oberth was a light science vessel, to make sure that that lineage was maintained. I think it's either Intel or Temp.
Well, there's the commander engineering on that seat, and then
What's
that's
that one
the other
just on
seat
on the
to the
right,
right.
at the bottom?
That's temporal operative, the Czar. Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Is it
that's
not
what
letting me
is.
do this because I'm in combat? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
You can't do this in combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Let's just take it out. I was gonna turn God mode back on, but I realized this is an Oberth, so I mean that really wouldn't be for
You see me set
Wow.
help PCT .1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just 0.
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead.
Should have been
Go
a
ahead.
sea
Tell-
store
So
ship,
tell us a
by
little
the
bit
way.
more about what this ship will do.
It kind of
Okay,
is a
well,
sea store
it-
ship. You
it
can
has
buy
a
it separately as
special-
well.
Not
Which
Jessamy.
one am
break
I
the
today?
bundle apart like
Jessamy.
you can also do in like all the bundles.
Actually, no, a
I-
Jessamy. She's very nice.
I don't hate that. So it does have a special console. It has a special trait. The console is inspired by, there was another ill-fated Oberth class, that was the Pegasus, on which William Riker served. So we took some inspiration from their phase cloak and, fictionally took a twist on the technology and turned it into something more useful. Since they could never figure out how to actually make phased matter work, make a ship actually phase in that manner, the fiction
Wait, hold on. What was
and
that?
turned it into something more useful. Since they could never figure out how to actually make phased matter work, make a ship actually phase in that manner, the fiction says that we've taken that tech and made it so that they're phasing space around yourself. So you have a console called phased space membrane. And the sort of technobabble is that you're actually making a thin layer of phased space around yourself that affects things that pass through it. So this gives you a complete immunity to physical and kinetic damage while it's active.
Nice.
looks
Oh,
really
I like
cool.
the.
Purple
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, the longer that
those
it's
visuals
active,
are awesome.
the more you gain additional energy resistance to all types of energy, but also your outgoing torpedoes become more and more powerful the longer
Oh,
that you
nice.
keep the membrane active. Now, it does drain your auxiliary power while it's active at a rate of, I think, 20 per second or something like this. So the average player can probably only keep it active for 8 to 12 seconds, but if you have any additional abilities that can refill your auxiliary power while this power is active, you can keep it active up to a maximum of 20 seconds. During
Nice.
that time, you keep getting more and more positive damage to your torpedoes, more and more resistances, and again, during that whole time, you're completely immune to physical and kinetic damage for as long as you can keep the membrane active.
Nice.
what you
nice.
really
the
should be doing is-
maximum,
What we should really be doing is bringing the ship planetside to fight the rock-throwing Gorn.
yeah, because they can't touch you.
Do,
Um,
do, do, do.
The bonus
space.
to, I think it currently stacks up to a 400% bonus damage to torpedoes. But if that number
Wow.
doesn't blow your socks off, then you don't know what torpedo boats are meant to do.
400.
Um,
But then you need to
hey,
max
is
out
there anything
your
that happens if you
aux.
slot both of these consoles from both ships?
I don't think so. I don't think these are in a set.
No,
I'll have
it's
to
not
double
a
check
set.
that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But-
Thomas thought there was, and that was a leading question.
I did.
Oops.
Yes, something happens. It's called nothing.
That's,
Yes, I
that's
said 400% bonus damage. You heard me.
This just reminded me. My daughter keeps talking about how her imaginary friends are going into space, and then she asks you to ask what they find there. And when you ask, she goes, "Nothing."
She's not
Pretty
wrong.
great. Yeah, it's a lot of nothing with a few bursts of something.
I am also looking forward to seeing what our players can pull off.
Yes.
With this. It's tricky to be able to keep the membrane
Oh,
active,
those
like I
visuals
said,
are
because it
nice.
drains your auxiliary while it's going. But it's not impossible. I've made sure that it's possible during my own testing, but it requires some additional investment in making it live up to its maximum potential. So the payoff's worth it.
Someone mentioned that there is something that happens when you equip the consoles on the ship, which is that you have 2 less console slots.
And 2 more fancy powers.
Yeah,
I guess it
that's
would,
true.
if you looked at the console item, it would show you in the tooltip if it's part of the set or not.
Yeah,
so you can
I
check it.
don't think these currently are. Typically, if we have a 2-piece console
This ship
set,
was
it's
a
only
one-shot in the
stats
movies. Yeah.
anyway, so if I can find
They're making
time
fun of the
before
ship as
release,
well, but
I don't want to make any promises.
No, I thought
But as a
there.
bundle, it does make
I
sense
think
for
at
them
one
to be a
point
bonus.
we had discussed it, and so I was leading a question that I thought I knew the answer to, and I was wrong. So sorry,
Shows
everybody.
you.
Yep.
All right.
But then there's also a starship trait that I've completely blanked on.
That's
Would you
okay.
mind
I'll show the
telling me-
tooltip.
Thank you.
I was
By
just
the
thinking
book.
about that 400% damage bonus to torpedoes with the quantum warhead module from the Legendary Defiant.
Yeah. If it counts as
Ouch.
torpedoes, which I think it does. It's a
Yeah.
console, so there's a gray area, but I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, by the book is another example of how much science this science ship has in it. This starship trait, whenever you activate a bridge officer anomaly ability, all of your active bridge officer anomalies last longer. You
Oh,
increase
nice.
their duration of any active anomalies. So if you're flying a ship that uses a lot of anomalies, which is very common for science ships that need to lean into
Really?
their science for
Nice,
damage
nice,
output,
nice.
uh, they just last longer. Now there is a maximum on this. Any of your active anomalies can never be extended more than twice their original duration. But you can get there. Again, this is something I had to make sure could happen during testing. And there's a lot of investment required, but it's also really fun to get that payoff of
Nice,
having like
Robotnik.
all
Nice.
the anomalies
I like
active
that.
forever.
But it's showing the ship. I
Someone
mean,
asked, and I
it's
will
not a bit.
re-clarify, these ships will both be available as single purchases in the C-Store, but they will also be as part of the new Genesis bundle. So you can get a bundle of wonderful...
Bundle of joy. Hold on a second. Phase space membrane. That's what it's called. Plus 57% in power transfer rate. Plus 5 shield resistance. That's the bonus you're going to get when equipped in that thing. The phase space membrane. Physical kinetic immune, scaling damage, res plus torpedo damage, minus 20, current auxiliary power each second for up to 20 seconds. The activated auxiliary power is 0. Power transfer rate is capped at 250%, immune to physical kinetic damage, 20 up to 400 to all other damage resistance rating increases each second, and 20% all the way to 400%. Bonus all damage with torpedo weapons increases each seconds with a 2-minute cooldown. Cool, 2 minutes. The normal stuff, and this is not part of a set. Okay.
TMP era, which includes all the movies, items, as well as the ships. All for once.
Larson just gave me the perfect meme. Slaps the roof. This bad boy can fit so much science.
I lost their name, but there was somebody asking about they're a new player, but also a lifetime member apparently. So thank you. Who was asking about replaying past events for past event ships. Past event ships are in 2 places, either the Phoenix Prize Pack or Mud's Market in the store. So you can hunt for them there.
We try to bring them back. Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to update the Phoenix Pack once Jeremy has time.
Oh,
I think that'll be 3047 then.
Well, this is a good question I just saw posted. I don't know if you can answer this, but are we able to tell people how much the new Genesis bundle will?
We're, I'm sure, able to tell them. I don't actually know off the top of my head. Do you
Okay,
know off
here
the
we
top
go.
of my head?
Off the top of your
Pricing.
head? No.
Okay. What do you know off the top of your head? Because I was asking
No.
about your head, not mine. Okay, I'll look. Hold on, because I have the blog still.
I think it's that time again, guys. We got a mosquito.
Salaknar has asked me about about a week ago. I asked some leading questions on Twitter about like max hull and max speed and stuff. I'm not ready to announce what those are for, but it's basically I needed to have some baselines to compare a design for that is going to leverage
They'll
hull
never update that back.
and or speed.
In good ways.
In good ways, yeah. This is
So many people were
the
like,
whole-
"He's gonna nerf everything," and it's like, no. We're trying to build something you'll
that's
like.
a good point. That's a good point. I would like to mention that this was something that I'm trying to lean into, like rewarding players for having awesome hull numbers or awesome speed numbers. I just needed to know exactly or approximately where most people are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I got some good answers for that.
Jeremy, you didn't put the price in the blog, so I'm glad we checked because I need to go do that. But first, I need to find the price.
Yeah.
You think it's on Confluence?
If it's not there, then it's probably inside Jared's skull.
All right, I'll bug him later.
Yeah. I don't know which tools you need to get it out of there, but
usually it's a Teams
should be
message.
accessible.
Sometimes it's a Teams message and a phone call. Pachico wants to know
3,000 impulse speed. What? I was asking Christian, who might be in the chat, to try and find some players who could give him like viable builds, things that you can actually take this into TFO and not be too crazy, that are specialized in speed and or maximum hull. So if you have one and you know how to get in touch with him, a couple more submissions would not go amiss. There's still time to help me out with tuning those the design that I'm working on.
All right. That's an interesting idea. Miss LeFay is asking for a Pride Vanity Shield. I wonder if we could take the material that Amelia made for the Tribble. And...
No.
Okay.
we can look into. So I've thought a lot about this, as people have mentioned it. I don't think it's impossible, but we couldn't really use the Tribble stuff that have been happening.
That's too bad.
The main thing with the Pride Vanity Shield is it's not going to, because of the way that chip materials work and how they're unwrapped on the models, you won't get a really nice, like, consistent rainbow all over the place.
Do like an engine
So
trail or
it's something
something.
we'll have to, like, play around with and see if we can make work.
We also have
But
to find the right way to make it aesthetically match the style of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the pink Vanity Shield doesn't make your whole ship pink; it just adds pink highlights.
Yeah.
As an
Right.
example.
right.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking like an undulating rainbow thing that looks kind of like a shield effect or something. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might be, like a Pride Impulse engine might be the better way to handle it, as opposed to like a Vanity Shield.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That you could have the rainbow trails or
Don't
something.
we have something that's kind of like that?
No.
The temporal rep.
No, it's not the temporal wrap.
has
It's a
the-
deflector.
It's
very
the
rainbowy.
Yeah.
Christian
Yeah,
is
and
telling me that
It's the Undine one.
it does have temporal primary
Undine.
spec powers. The molecular. Apparently, there's some questions about the molecular.
Wait, I
bar
need to
and
move
stuff.
my
Yeah, it does
character
have
or
them.
who
You can't see them
disconnect
down here.
again.
They're probably under somebody's face, but yes, it does have temporal primary spec powers.
Yes,
Apparently.
it is a
It's the
temporal
Undine
We've
engine
been
that
getting
leave that
questions, I
wake
assume in the
behind.
Discord because I haven't
awesome.
seen them. Temporal has rainbow sparkles, but not a full.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe we can figure that out after.
I actually don't know. I assume not. Thomas, we don't have to test every ship when we make a new Vanity Shield, right?
No, we don't have to. I mean, we don't. And then
What do you mean it's not the Undine? Don't make me go into space right now. Impulse engines. This one. No. Yeah, it's this one. Country command. The fluidic counter command assault hyperlink engines. This is what they were looking for. And this could be definitely awesome if they just take out these trails that they're leaving behind and make like a rainbow effect on it. Yeah, that could definitely work.
And we have to accept, when you have as many ships as we do and different types of materials and different types of unwraps, you have to accept that it's going to look awesome on some ships and not so awesome on others. So, it's just, that's the way it goes. And that's the price that you pay for customization. So, I think, I have faith we can come up with something that will look cool. And we'll see about doing that in the future.
Somebody mentioned that this Oberth has not blown up once, and I did turn off God mode, so good job, Jeremy. There's
very
nothing
well
on this ship.
So, if I remember correctly, it's got a shield modifier of something like 1.4 or something. It's
Holy
very
crap.
difficult.
Oh, so
Very
the
fragile
ship that's
hull.
famous for exploding will never explode.
Hey, the Grissom didn't have its shields up.
Yeah, it didn't know they were there.
Yeah. It has a very low hull modifier.
This is the thing though, right? It's like, well, they whoever the engineers that worked on this ship is like, I'll show you, mother, we're gonna make this the most survivable ship. You'll never see it coming.
Are we saying it's a meme for Starfleet officers too? Like just over
It might
exploding
be.
all the time? I like that. We should ask Paul to add that dialogue in an episode.
I want to mention I don't have the stats in front of me, so I'm sorry, don't quote me. If it's not 1.4, I just know that it's somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It has very good shields, is all I'm saying.
Someone started a Faith of the Heart in chat. Good job.
2.8.
I still love that video of all of us belting that out on New Year's Eve.
Almost dead, yeah. Holographic
Especially
shields.
Thomas. I'm so happy
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else? What else?
Just
Show us different stuff.
So
We should try some vanity shields on this sucker, right?
we should.
Yeah.
Something. I must have something equipped because I just dropped. I have like overshield or something on this thing. You see that?
Overshield.
Probably a trait
Yeah,
that gives
that's
you
great.
extra.
It
Yeah.
looked like
Guys, he has overshield.
Jet
That's
did
it.
build this
called
character,
armored hull or something like that, where like biotech patch. I think that's it.
There you go.
Why are we
Dunro
calling
Tio
that
says
shit
the
explodium?
the
I believe
Oberth
the
is
shit we're done
unexplodable
without
like
hitting
the
Twitter.
the Titanic was unsinkable.
And the Titanic too.
And the Titanic too. Oh no! Don't lead them over here. I'm trying to show off vanity shields
Jesse, what's the name of your ship in Stowe?
Well, I have a Voth ship that's named the USS Indestructible 2.
now. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to Soul so we can do this easier.
Better
Oh,
lighting, so-
Apollo Donnell, guys, I don't know if you know, Apollo Donnell says we need to fix all the bugs. Sorry, we didn't even think
Oh.
about that. We'll get right on it.
Why hadn't that occurred?
Yeah.
Like-
All of the bugs. Okay.
Yes,
I
I'm
thought
working
we'd be
late.
fine with just fixing one or two. Like,
Yeah. All right. I guess we can
once
do
in a
that.
while.
Matt
Because I
August
could
is
scoop
requesting
by the bird
a
of prey.
console that upgrades your ship's power transfer to 500% for a short time.
Your power transfer rate?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, I should have called that out, actually. The phase space membrane limits your power transfer rate.
Oh, okay.
Just for people who are like trying to figure out the best way to get the most out of it.
Nice. Looks good.
That's not a valid way.
Yeah.
It'll only take you so far, is all I'm saying.
Dorinar as Ale Guzzler, that's a really good idea. Some sort of tool that would allow you to sort of dump your character and what you have equipped onto a text file to put on places like STO builds. It's one of those things that we would have to have programmer time to do it, and the programmers don't have a lot of time. So maybe. Someone requested Alliance. I'm happy to...
Yeah, Christian from QA actually was so kind as to send me the stats. So I was correct.
Oh.
It has a 1.4 shield mod, but it only has a 0.85 hull mod, so that makes more sense,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we can get on board
Shield's
with that.
gone. You're dead.
Unkillable ship.
That ship is not for Major Kali.
Also, if this was a Jet character, then of course it's unkillable. She wanted
Yeah.
to just survive on the streams.
Yeah, that's true.
Ceramic coating.
My-
Ceramic coating doesn't work
What
when
are
you're
you
in
looking
space,
for?
dude.
The sword again. I don't know why I didn't do that. The Titans. I wanted to see what Titans look like on this.
That
Oh,
was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
She's a
Interesting.
wizard.
Gold. I know
gold.
we're gonna get requested for the Emperors and the Section 31, so I'll just throw those on now.
Ooh, the Fakiri is a good option. That
Fakiri would
under
be a good option.
section might end up being like all wooded.
Ooh, wood paneling. That would be great. Let's see.
Yeah,
On the
and it'd
canoe.
be an actual canoe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Space canoe.
Space canoe.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Oh, it didn't work.
That's too
too
bad.
bad.
Thomas, go change everything.
It has more weapons than Major Kali.
Go change everything, or I'll never release this ship. Because
That'll explain the
it's up
explodium
to me.
effect 4.4 0.8.
So is everybody excited that we're finally going to get a 2.6 Oberth?
Trust in the rest.
Oh, we're not actually releasing this.
Nice.
We're just looking at it.
No clothes.
Wait, what?
Somebody was asking about adding the Pioneer to the Miranda skeleton. Thomas, the Tier 1 Pioneer specifically. Is that a thing that's possible?
All things are possible. I thought about it. If we got to a point where we were ever gonna do another version of the Pioneer, we'd probably look into that. But I don't want to promise anything.
It's not
Um,
quite a Miranda though, isn't it? Like a little different.
It's
remembering
it's
wrong?
different. I mean, the Malakowski isn't quite a Miranda either, but we wanted to lean into the idea that
yeah.
you know
The ball is
these
awesome.
starter ships. We wanted to give them
Looks
the
like a little
Malakowski
duck
some more
photograph.
customization options and lean into the starter ship solidarity.
Kind of looks like that. Yeah.
So I mean, I think the Pioneer could be considered for that, but there's no plans for that right now.
When they just showed this particular ship on the stream, my thoughts immediately went to the Star Wars ball android with a little HUD. What's it called? Ah, man. With the newer the spherical android. You guys are probably gonna tell me what it is, what the naming is, but it totally looked like that.
I think I'm sensing a pattern in the ships that are the shields that are the most requested, which is they're all the ones where the ship becomes black.
I just realized somebody asked for if we could see the console tooltip.
We showed it off
BB-8,
earlier, but I'll show it off again.
There you go.
Might need to. Oh, it's a smaller tooltip. How nice. There you are. Screenshot to your heart's content.
Yep.
We're
also, for the very first time, including tooltip info in the blog this week. So if you like that, let us know.
Yeah, but also keep in mind that those are not 100% accurate to all skills and scalability. Like, we'll do what we can.
Yeah, and subject to change.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, no. It doesn't work.
That's actually Lucari. I showed off the pink first, and it was more pink. But
I did 140k DPS in the T1. How much do you think I can do in this one?
141. So it depends on what you're specialized in, because like I've pointed out, the trait on this is really great for anomaly science builds, but the console is really great for like torpedo boat builds, and I'm not sure you can build both equivalently. So let's see what players can come up with here. Also, it's a temporal spec, and I know that torpedo boats are usually command spec, but I mean, you could get this ship, get its console, and put it on the Clark, which is command spec, and then you got a stew going, right?
You monster.
Someone's asking. Discovery refit?
Nice.
Or is that a? Oh yeah, we do have a Discovery refit thing. I don't know if it's in here.
Probably not on this character, but because that's from the last lockbox.
Yeah, I'll send you another Jira to update it, Jeremy.
Thanks.
Somebody wants to see the Zat Fast Shield. Is that another all black one?
No, it's
no.
It's green and
yucky.
I don't know
green.
Ooh.
Well, it's more green on this thing, but definitely has that
the last one that I put in
bright
there.
green.
Yeah.
For you, Mike, was the Jatvash.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, folks, this has been an awesome stream. I hope players have enjoyed the surprises and everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's past 6. I already know who I'm going to raid this week if I can quickly look it up again.
That's good to know. So players are pointing out that anomaly builds are frequently torpedo builds because the two synergize a lot. That's cool. So have fun building your Oberth with that, I guess.
Just make sure they're live.
Worst vanity ever. I know, right? It's insane.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people watching on Twitch. It seems like.
Yeah, we usually do.
Is this high? Or is this average?
Oh, I don't know. How many is it?
440.
Oh God, 500 people. Jeez, yeah, this is high. We should announce things in the stream more often. I thought chat would move a little quickly. Right.
Why not do it this way?
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. All right. Well, folks, thank you all very much for joining us. The people I'm sending you to raid are players who are doing a tabletop RPG stream, and they're not live yet. So just hang out and wait.
By the way, happy Captain Picard Day. We should say that.
Oh, is it happy Captain Picard? Is it Picard Day today?
Yep.
Happy Captain Picard Day, everybody.
Go check out the trailer for season 2, which looks exciting.
It does.
I won't spoil anything in it, but it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
I have not watched that.
I'm a role model.
All right. Well, folks, it has been a pleasure having you all on. It's been a pleasure chatting with all you fans. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will.
Yep, that's it. You guys liked it? I probably am gonna get the bundle though, just to show it off. Powers full impulse. Yeah, you're not into that. I don't know. It makes me feel uneven. So Bob, I'm looking forward to the bundle. I mean, if it's gonna be around 5 or 6,000 Zen for 2 ships, yeah, I'm definitely going to grab it. Even if it's going to be with a discount that they normally do, like normal pricing is going to be like 10 or 12,000 Zen just for 2 ships. That's going to be a lot though. And now it's going to be like 50% off or something like that. I'm gonna get it for sure. I'm a science guy after all. Okay, so we already got a particular buyer up here. That's nice. I'll have to wait and see. $450 would be ideal. Yeah. These 2 ships were not my cup of tea. I prefer something tactical over science. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I definitely, enjoy tactical as well. But that Universal Console was like amazing. The Genesis Seed that they were talking about, that was oh, that was so good. In terms of visuals, I mean, I really don't care. But 12,000 is twice the price per ship. Yeah. Yep, that is definitely so. I wish they showed a little bit more of the Ryzian stuff that we're going to get. Because everything is like hush hush, man. They haven't released anything about the Ryzian stuff. And the Ryze event is going to be like around the corner. Maybe they're going to release it like, tomorrow or something. Or maybe on Monday. But it's insane. Creates planets, right? Yeah. Well, the Genesis device was something that they launched at a moon that was like barren. Nothing was living up there, and they terraformed that moon into a M-class planet, M-class moon, basically. So the atmosphere was like livable through by the humans, and they're in STO. They're basically making that. So the Genesis device gives out like a small seed in space and pulls, or this not pulls. It is affected by enemies that are in the vicinity of that. I believe it's 5 kilometers, and at the end, it's going to give out a shockwave, a blast, dealing radiation damage, but it also could be kinetic damage. Though it's probably going to be radiation damage in. Basically 50 for the bundle. Yep. I reckon they will do a Rising stream next week. I hope so. That's going to be awesome. STO needs an individual console sale that make some money if they were in the C-store. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. That's if that's a thing, yeah. I'm just seeing something that this thing is not moving as it should be. just flickering a little bit. It should be like RGBing, but it's not. Like the DPRM. Gravity of the Genesis seed can be interesting when it shoots forward instead of target. It will be a little bit tricky to use. Yeah, Andaria, yeah, that's what I saw. I mean, it could be totally different, but or at least the way that Kale actually showed that the seed was like moving forward, maybe like 3 or 4 kilometers in the forward direction, and the enemy that he was targeting was to his left. And it didn't go that way. It just went straight, and then it's locked there, and then was affected by. So it kind of needs you to pilot your ship a little bit, because if you put like a gravity wheel somewhere and then fire this thing off, you kind of need to position your ship at the right, elevation, the right left and right targeting. So that's going to be interesting. Could be interesting. I think the tooltip fires 5 kilometers in front of you instead of on target. Yeah. M6 is a good DPRM substitute. Okay. It's more like Domino than DPRM. It's missing the insane hull regen component. Yep, that is we got Nila's here as well. Like the weaponized shield emitter, you need to aim that ship for the best effect. Yep. Matthew, you're so right about that. It is definitely going to be just like that. Interesting. I mean, interesting to be playing around with that. I don't think I'm going to get the most use out of it, because it's probably going to be something like a science build, as you guys were saying, more of a carrier build on myself, so launching pets and stuff like that. So I don't see a lot of usage out of that universal console, but just grabbing this stuff for why not. Park 5 kilometers away into a gravity. How hard can it be? Yeah, if only. But then again, if you overshot the gravity well with 5 kilometers, let's say you shoot, your ship is here, you shoot your enemy up here, gravity well, and you fly over it, and then you shoot this thing 5 kilometers away, it's not going to be affected by the gravity well. But then again, it's, mechanics in space. So just, pilot skills is definitely a thing in space. So that's going to be interesting to see how far along that's going to take you guys. All right. It's Saturday, live stream, giveaway, having fun, TFO, random TFOs as we always do. And I'm going to see all of you there, hopefully. Well, it's hard when you're drunk. Charlie, you're awesome, dude. That's why you should never drive when you're drunk. And that also applies to space. Give lol. Just got to hope your target survives long enough to hit it. Strong piloting is the best piloting. Yep. The Massilian Jones refuses are worse than the kit modules with similar effects. I have not used them, to be honest. I did not do a review on that particular ship. I kind of need to do one. Maybe tomorrow if I have time. But as you guys also know, the soccer competition is going on. And I'm kind of, also looking, because Holland is going to play today in about half an hour. So I kind of need to cut this live stream because I also want to see a little bit of that. And like I mentioned, I need to go... Okay, I did not read that out loud, but I will. Curse, I think I speak for all of us that we love it, that we see your life that often. Oh, thank you, Curse. Oh, that's awesome. Denmark just lost. Oh, that's not good. But then again, somebody has to do this, right? I mean, you can't. Both teams can't play. Curse, I love it as well, man. I'm thinking of doing it a little bit more often, especially when switching over with Days Gone. Kind of into that game right now. But I could replace that game with something that might be more interesting as well. So 50% of the players will lose. Yep. At the end, only one is going to win. Soccer makes me thirsty for water. Dude, the whole temperature today is making me thirsty of water. It's insane. Curse, thank you so much for the donation, man. I love it. I love it. You are awesome as always. Thank you, thank you so much, guys. Saturday 7 o'clock, and I expect every one of you guys to have fun with me. Anyway, see you guys there.